So the hour of 10 o'clock having arrived, I call the meeting of October 13, 2020 to order. And may I ask Mr. Sean Noonan, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Followed by invocation. Please remain standing. Sean Noonan, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as member Sean Noonan will lead us in invocation today.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts, and we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcomes of our board meetings, for our staff, and for all county employees. We ask that you bless this board abundantly as we continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in our leadership. Give us the insight to lead with integrity, that our decisions may reflect what is right and good. Keep us from short-sightedness and pettiness. Help us to make decisions that are for the good of all and guard us from blind self-interest. We are of diverse opinion here, yet we wish to mend our differences and reach agreements satisfactory to all. Keep our military personnel and first responders safe. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Chaplain. Chaplain.
Here.
Covert.
Here.
Desart.
Here.
DeCiani.
Here.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Here.
Hart. Hart. Healy.
Here.
Krajewski.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Noonan.
Here.
Ozog.
Here.
Pachowski.
Here.
Renahan.
Here.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatore. Zay.
I think you need to get member Hart on the roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Here.
Hart.
There you are. Okie dokie. We have a quorum. This morning we're going to start with a public hearing pursuant to the requirements of Section 10 and 20 of the Bond Issuance Notification Act of the State of Illinois, as amended on the plans to reissue revenue refunding bonds, the St. Patrick's Project, Series 2020, in the amount not to exceed $74 million. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This hearing will come to order. Let the record reflect this is a public
All callers are unmuted.
Forgive me? Was there a question? Hello? Was anyone seeking recognition there? Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This hearing will come to order. Let the record reflect this is a public hearing being held pursuant to the requirements of Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended. Notice of this hearing was published on September 29, 2020 in the Daily Herald, newspaper of general circulation in the county of DuPage, Illinois. This is a hearing regarding a plan of the Wisconsin Public Finance Authority to issue not to exceed $74 million in aggregate principal amount of the Public Finance Authority's revenue bonds, referred to or commonly known as the St. Patrick's Project, Series 2020. Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code authorizes the issuance of bonds to fund multi-state projects such as the one proposed today. That provision further requires that the local jurisdictions for each bond-funded project location conduct a public hearing such as the one we are conducting right now here today, and following the conclusion of the public hearing, to approve the proposed project financing. Here, the proceeds of the bonds will be loaned by the Public Finance Authority to the Carmelite System, Inc., a nonprofit corporation, to finance or refinance senior living facilities operated by the Carmelite System, Inc., or its affiliates in multiple states. A portion of the proceeds of the bonds will be used to finance the renovation and equipping of the existing senior living facilities and related costs for St. Patrick's Residence, an Illinois not-for-profit corporation located at 1400 Brookdale Road, Naperville, Illinois 60563, and B, to finance the costs of any debt service or other reserve funds. C, finance the costs of interest on all or a portion of the bonds, and D, finance the costs of issuance of the bonds. The St. Patrick's Residence facilities are owned and operated by St. Patrick's Residence. The St. Patrick's Residence facilities are located within the territorial jurisdiction of the county. The maximum principal amount of the bonds expected to be used to finance the St. Patrick's Residence facilities is $7 million. The bonds will be issued by the Public Finance Authority, not the county. The bonds will not be a debt or a liability of the county, the state of Illinois, or any political subdivision thereof, and neither the county, the state, or any political subdivision thereof shall have any payment responsibility whatsoever in connection with these bonds. At this time, I will accept any written comments regarding this proposal and ask that anyone with written materials please submit the same to our Security Chief, Keith Briggs. I will also note that the certificate of publication for the public notice of this that appeared in the Daily Herald has been received and placed in the record of this proceeding. At this time, I ask that all residents, taxpayers, or other interested persons attending the hearing or desiring an opportunity to express their views for or against the proposed bonds to please come forward and make yourself known so that you may have an opportunity to present your comments or statements. Okay, seeing none, hearing none. Oh, forgive me, Member Rutledge.
Just want to voice my support for this. My mother actually passed away in that facility, and their end-of-life care could not have been more comforting to my mother, the family. So it's a wonderful facility, and we all decided that we wanted to be there rather than my mother when we were moving her into that facility. So wholeheartedly support this endeavor.
That's great, great testimony. Anyone else seeking recognition? Seeing none, hearing none. The county has made accommodations for interested parties who could not be physically present at the county board today and who wish to express their views for or against the proposed bonds by allowing such persons to call a designated telephone number and have their comments and statements heard telephonically. At this time, we will hear from many persons who may be waiting on the telephone to be heard. Looking at our IT people, there's nobody there. Hearing none. I have called for any person present wishing to express their views for or against the proposed bonds to come forward and make themselves known. If you did not step forward and make yourself known before, or if you arrived late and you still wish to be heard, please come forward at this time before the public hearing is closed. Seeing none, hearing none. We'll wait for another moment here. Okay, well, at this time, we have accepted all previously submitted written comments and materials and have further provided an opportunity for all interested persons to come forward and speak on the matter in person or by telephone. There being no more persons wishing to be heard on this matter, I hereby conclude and close the public hearing portion of this meeting regarding a plan to issue not to exceed $74 million in aggregate principal amount of the Public Finance Authority's revenue bonds for the St. Patrick's Project, or commonly referred to as the St. Patrick's Project Series 2020. Let the record reflect this public hearing portion of the meeting was concluded and closed at the hour of 10:16 a.m., October 13th, 2020. Okay. We move on to the next order of business entitled Chairman's Report. We have a couple of presentations. I'm going to ask Nicole Cameron of Family Shelter Service if you'd be kind enough to make your way to the podium. I'll stay here, keep our appropriate distance, but we're together on this cause. Let me say that October is National Domestic Violence Prevention Month, and District 4 Board Member Tim Elliott and I invited Nicole Cameron to attend today's meeting and to receive today's proclamation. Nicole is the Executive Director of Metropolitan Family Services and Family Service Shelter of DuPage County. Nicole tells us that nationally, more than 10 million people are victims of domestic violence each year. Locally, through a strong partnership with law enforcement and the state's attorney's office, Family Shelter Service is a vital partner in our county's effort to protect our citizens, our residents, who are at risk for and victims of domestic violence. I have this proclamation. I'll work through it, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, Nicole, and invite you to share your thoughts with us today on this important celebration or recognition. So whereas domestic violence or abuse is defined as the repetitive pattern of behaviors used to maintain power and control over a partner, and whereas the Center for Disease Control report about 1 in every 4 women and nearly 1 in every 10 men have experienced physical violence or stalking by an intimate partner during their lifetime. And whereas the DuPage County Sheriff's Office has reported a 54% increase in domestic violence reports during the COVID-19 pandemic as people find themselves locked down with an abuser. And whereas DuPage County is home to Family Shelter Service of Metropolitan Family Services DuPage, a local organization working to educate, counsel, and help people affected by domestic violence in the community. And whereas Family Shelter Service assisted more than 1,600 adults and children in FY 2020, providing more than 17,000 hours of service to their clients. And whereas Family Shelter Service reported 7,147 hotline calls, which resulted in 5,478 police responses, an average of 500 per month. And whereas the DuPage County Board believes everyone should be able to live free of threat of physical or mental abuse, and the board offers their support to victims and survivors and reaffirms its commitment to bring their abusers to justice. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Daniel J. Cronin, Chairman of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board do hereby recognize Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October and support and commend the efforts of the Family Shelter Service of Metropolitan Family Services DuPage as it works to help victims break free of the devastating effects of domestic violence, domestic abuse, thereby creating safer communities for all. Entertain a motion. Seconded.
So
All those in
moved.
favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Approved.
Aye.
This is approved this 13th day of October 2020. Thank you for the good work that you do, Nicole. Very important work. And please, I invite you to share your thoughts with the county board.
Okay, thank you. For the past 44 years, Family Shelter Service of Metropolitan Family Services DuPage has answered our call in the community to assist victims of domestic violence, escape abuse, and rebuild their lives. We work to eliminate barriers and provide faster, greater, more equal services to survivors who feel supported and empowered to disentangle from their situation. We are truly grateful for the county commitment and support of our programming and local law enforcement agencies who since 1989 have reported every domestic call to FSS so that we can follow up to listen and offer our assistance. On behalf of our clients and staff, we truly want to thank you for this extraordinary recognition. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the good work that you do.
Thank you.
I have this proclamation, forgive me. Okay. I'd like to invite an old friend and a dedicated public servant to the podium here this morning, John Zediker. This morning, we're proud to welcome back a former board member and our current representative on the Metra Board. John Zediker is here to present Metra's annual report. I know, given the challenging situation transit agencies are in, given the COVID pandemic, we will all be interested to hear more about how Metra is budgeting for the year ahead and planning to come through these difficult days. John, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. We really appreciate you having us here today. I'm joined by our community relations expert and all-around good guy, Demetri Skofis. But like you, and like so many agencies across the country, our budget has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our operating budget is funded primarily from two sources that have not done well with the pandemic. One is system revenues, mostly fares, and the second is the regional sales tax. As you might expect, both of these sources are significantly down. The shortfall in fares is $250 million. The shortfall in taxes is about $75 million for a combined hit in 2020 of $325 million. We cut our expenses by $92.4 million, mostly by cutting back service. We're now about 60% of normal as far as the total number of trains. But that only covered part of the shortfall. For the rest, we are very grateful for the Federal CARES Act relief funding that we did receive, as it does fund the immediate 2020 shortfall. But looking ahead for 2021, we still see headwinds. While we believe we'll have about $700 million available for fare revenues, tax revenues, and CARES funding, these numbers assume an increase of about 10% right now to 20% at the start of the year and about 50% by the end of the year. 20%, just for some context, 20% is about 54,000 daily passenger trips, and 50% is about 135-ish passenger trips. So on the expense side, we expect to spend about $735 million with contractual obligations and that service level. Adding to that, about $35 million from inflation as well as additional contractual obligations. If we keep spending at that current rate, we would spend a total of $770 million in 2021. As I noted, however, of course, we only anticipate about $700 million in revenue. So we're doing a little bit about that $70 million gap. At this point, I can tell you, we ruled out a fare increase, as when demand is this low, it would be crazy to raise prices. So we must either secure $70 million in revenue from other sources, most likely another federal relief bill, or further trim our expenses by $70 million, or some combination thereof. We continue to model multiple scenarios and adjust the variables to make sure we're well prepared for 2021 as those variables become more clear. Now, while we are figuring out the operating budget, we're very grateful for the federal and state sources that allow us to continue to plow ahead with our 2021 capital budget. On that side of the balance sheet, we propose to earmark $386.4 million to invest in our system next year, and more than $2 billion over a 5-year period as we anticipate a return to normalcy over the next 5 years. This is the second year of a major infusion of money from the 2019 State of Illinois Capital Program. The major categories we're investing in is $61.5 million for new rolling stock, and we're very close to purchasing those new rail cars and hopefully see them on the BNSF and the UP soon. $69.9 million for locomotive and car rehabilitation, $47.3 million for stations, $34.9 million for equipment and vehicles, and $12.9 million for bridges. The rest will go to normal routine maintenance and investment to continue for us to operate our safe system. Some highlights for DuPage in that capital over the last years. We contributed $4 million to the city of Elmhurst towards the city station, platform, and pedestrian tunnel project, $4 million to Glen Ellen towards their village station, platform, and pedestrian tunnels, contribution of $3.7 million to the village of Clarendon Hills, construction of new platforms at Itasca were recently completed, as well as the construction of new platforms at the West Hinsdale station. And we just got word today those will be done this Thursday. So while we are confronting real challenges, our staff and board is more than up to the task to quickly adapt to continuing challenges in our operating environment. And so while we face tremendous headwinds, we are up to the task, and we will continue to provide a safe service for all of our residents here at DuPage, as well as the entire system. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Questions, anyone? Anyone? Well, you were so thoughtful and precise that there appears to be no questions. Well, thank you for the good work. I know these are incredibly difficult and challenging times. Public transit, how it looks today, how we get through this pandemic, and how it's going to look tomorrow are terribly difficult and complicated questions, and I'm delighted that we have good representation, talented representation, John Zedeker, with you on the Metro Board. So thank you very much for the good work you do, and look forward to collaborating with you as we navigate our way through this difficult time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Zedeker.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, moving on, I have a couple of quick remarks here. We have a rather lengthy agenda, and we do have executive session today, so I'll keep my remarks brief. Late last week, I received a letter from Mayor Frank Trilla, president of the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference. In his letter, he thanked DuPage County for its, quote, fair and even-handed, unquote, approach to the distribution of CARES Act dollars dedicated to reimbursing municipalities for COVID expenses. That delighted me very much when I read that. But then Mayor Trilla went on. He was generous in his praise for the county board, all of you, and staff, saying, quote, DuPage County has been a leader in creating a collaborative model for the use of CARES Act funding in our state and region, unquote. So I wanted to share that with you. Frank has been a wonderful partner. All of us have worked with him. We know he's had some challenges down there in Willowbrook and demonstrated enlightened leadership. He's the leader of the conference now, DuPage Mayors and Managers. So we appreciate his communication. On behalf of all the 35 members of the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference, I'd also like to add a word of thanks to Finance Chairman Bob Larson, who's been a fair and even-handed leader, to borrow Mayor Trilla's words, as we have made decisions as to the allocation of these funds. So each of you has played a vital role in advocating on behalf of DuPage residents and communities, and I'm just delighted getting into this. I know the guidelines and directives from the feds have changed. We've adapted. We've been advocates for some of those changes, and I'm just delighted that we're working together collaboratively with our partners in local government. So together we will continue to do all we can to help our municipalities as we fight COVID-19 together. That concludes Chairman's report. We move on to the order of business entitled Public Comment. Pursuant to the Governor's executive order, I will entertain a motion to permit the members of the board attending by telephone to participate and vote in the meeting, and we also have allowed encouraged public comment via internet, electronic, digital communications. So let's cover both of those subject matters right now. I'll entertain a motion and a second from those. Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Let's proceed with public comment. Mr. Connor McCarthy.
I believe there's one person seeking in-person recognition. Did you want me to do the...
Yes, please.
Okay, I think you have the
Oh.
sheet.
I was getting used to you being like the Ed McMahon here, but
That's a good one, Danny.
yeah, so I can do this. Paul DeMichael, I see you there waiting patiently from Bensonville. Please proceed, sir. Some people probably don't know who Ed McMahon is, right?
Am I on?
Yes, please proceed. Forgive me.
Thank you, Chairman Cronin and county board members, for listening to me this morning. My name is Paul DeMichael. I've been part of Bensonville Fire District 1 for 11 years. Bensonville Fire District 1 provides fire protection for unincorporated Elmhurst and Bensonville. In 1988, it closed its fire station, gave its equipment to Bensonville Fire District 2, and became a paper fire district. Contracting with Elmhurst and Bensonville fire departments, we provide fire protection for over 850 parcels. Our numbers speak for themselves. Our tax rate went down from 2018 to 2019. and residents in our district are paying less money for fire protection than they did the year before. The total expense of operating our fire district last year was $27,000. I need you to remember that number. A group called the White Pines Community Alliance has been sending cyber mail to county board members and not to us. Upon advice of a county board member, we requested copies. At the same time, there was a request to us for information from the same party. We conducted an internal review, and it was revealed that there was a deliberate attempt to drive the cost of operating our fire district up. I left an exhibit with each of you this morning showing how we found out. This cost of the make work requests made up 1/4 of all our operating costs last year. We have to ask the state's attorney, at what point does cyber mail become cyber crime? I don't think this is a county board issue, but since they included you, we need to respond to it. I'm proud to live in DuPage County. I've lived here for 40 years, and I've been a part of this fire district for a long time. They take care of us. We need to keep in mind what is going on. So anyway, thank you for listening to me this morning, and I'm concluded.
Thank you very much, Mr. DeMichael. Mr. McCarthy?
They submitted comments are as follows. I have a comment from Claire Goldenberg. For the record, she submitted 2. They appear to be verbatim, and they're submitted one. So I don't see any difference between the 2 of them. So I'm only going to read it once. It's regarding a budget. It says, during a pandemic when every government entity is struggling with their budgets, Dan Cronin thinks he's some kind of hero by claiming he has come up with a balanced budget again for 2021. Well, smart residents of DuPage know this is just smoke and mirrors and are watching you and what you are really doing, Mr. Cronin. During a pandemic, you are shifting money away from Health and Human Services and giving it to the Sheriff's Department, a department you have already bestowed large chunks of the budget to already in 2020. Additionally, you are shifting money away from our decrepit election services during a year when all eyes are on the election. Not a very forward-thinking move. Again, we are watching you, as are many other state and federal agencies as well as national news organizations. You think this move will help you retain your seat in 2021, but only time will tell if this move will prove beneficial to you. It certainly will not be beneficial to the residents of DuPage County, who will be forced to rely more and more on services from local government agencies as their health care and their jobs dry up. That concludes her comment. Next comment is from Edgar Pal. It's regarding election and referendum. It states, I was listening to WBBM News Radio a few days ago, and I was thrilled to hear that we have had a record-breaking levels of vote-by-mail participation in DuPage County. I very much appreciate the updates that Deputy Clerk Johnson provided to the public through the radio, specifically the locations of the drop boxes and also the increased pay for election judges. I have no doubt that the County Clerk's office is working diligently to maximize participation in this year's election, despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. I wish Clerk Kazmarek, Clerk Johnson, and the rest of the staff the best of luck in their efforts. I was also thrilled to hear that the voters of the West Chicago Park District will decide whether to reduce the size of its board from 7 members to 5. This binding referendum has parallels with the County Board's recent discussion on whether to reduce its own size. I hope the County Board will be paying attention to the outcome of the West Chicago Park District referendum as one of many data points on whether voters in our county are interested in restructuring the governing bodies of our communities. That concludes his comment. The next comment is from David Zulkey, Z-U-L-K-E-Y. He's the attorney for Morrow Real Estate LLC. His comment states he's the attorney for Morrow Real Estate LLC, and he's present, available, and supports the approval of this matter as referenced in Z20-051. Thank you. That concludes his comment. The last comment is from Carla Williams from AFSCME Council 31. It's regarding DuPage County Care Center negotiations, respect frontline workers. It says, DuPage County Board members, our union AFSCME Council 31 is proud to represent the frontline healthcare workers at the DuPage County Care Center. We stand with these dedicated employees in calling upon each of you of the DuPage County Board to direct your management team at the Care Center to bargain a fair contract now. We have been at the bargaining table for over a year, and the Care Center management continues to delay bargaining. While our members courageously provided care during the pandemic, management has used the pandemic as an excuse to avoid its legal and moral obligation to bargain a fair contract. We presented an economic proposal on January 29, 2020. Today is October 13, 2020, and we still have not received a response. To be clear, we understand that the coronavirus crisis has strained all of us. We have been abundantly patient with the Care Center management as we waited 5 months from February 27th until July 16th for management to resume negotiations. Our patience is wearing thin. We call on the county board to show our frontline healthcare workers the respect that the Care Center management has failed to give them. Every day, our brave CNAs, nurses, housekeepers, dietary workers, rehabilitation, and ancillary staff work to provide excellent and necessary care to our vulnerable residents. They do this work despite the risk to themselves and their families. Our members may come to work in scrubs and uniforms instead of capes, but they are heroes. It's time for the county board to turn your words of praise and recognition for their efforts into action. We call upon you to match the dedication and courage of the DuPage County Care Center employees with your commitment to give them the contract that they deserve. That concludes the public comments I've received.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. McCarthy. We move on to the next order of business entitled Consent. There's a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Who was the second on that? Zay.
Aye.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. And Tornatori.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. On to the order of County Board Member Jim Zay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I have a few items today. First, I move on CBR 55220, the appointment of Helen Krangle as Supervisor of Assessments.
And a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Zay.
Aye.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. And Tornatori.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move on CBR 55420, the appointment of Michelle Clement to the DuPage County Ethics Commission.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zay. On to the order of Finance, Member Bob Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would move to combine agenda items A through K.
Been a motion and a second to combine items A through K. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are combined. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And then move approval of the following recommendation for a grant agreement with DuPage Pads in the amount of $362,000, FAR 55020, which is approval of payment to the Village of Addison for supplemental reimbursement in the amount of $98,540.35, FIR 55620, approval of a payment to the Village of Bensonville in the amount of $80,000, FIR 55720, approval of payment to the DuPage County Health Department for reimbursement of COVID expenses in the amount of $712,896.42, 54120, improvement of the fiscal year 20 State Court Improvement Program grant, the amount of $10,000, FIR 54220, acceptance and appropriation of the Comprehensive Law Enforcement Response to Drugs grant in the amount of $150,000, FIR 54520, acceptance and appropriation of the U.S. Department of Justice Health and Wellness Grant in the amount of $107,000. FIR 54720, acceptance and appropriation of the Aging Case Coordination Unit Fund in the amount of $5,644,507. FIR 54820, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Home Weatherization Program Grant in the amount of $799,155. FIR 55820, allocation of additional $3 million to the DuPage County COVID-19 Small Business Relief Fund. And finally, FIR 56220, allocation of $1 million from the DuPage County Coronavirus Relief Fund to the City of Aurora to administer grant funds for the Hesed House.
Been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Oh, you have some discussion.
Questions, forgive me. I'm sorry, Member Dessart.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Mendrick. He's really going out and getting some great grants, which is saving taxpayer dollars or DuPage County funds. And I think that's wonderful that the Sheriff is doing that. Secondly, I have a question about the two municipalities asking for extra COVID money beyond their municipal caps. I know that Bensonville is asking to educate the Latina community for $80,000, and Addison is looking for a mobile van that will have PPE that they'll drop off for residents for $98,540.35. Do we have enough money in our CARES fund to, what if all of our municipalities came to us and wanted an educational van and to drop off 8,000 kits, PPE kits? Do we have enough money if all of our municipalities make that request?
Well, certainly we have enough money. If they wanted to make the request, I would hope and assume and expect that the towns would make such requests if needed and in a respectful fashion, recognizing that we've tried to provide a lot of relief to all the different municipalities. There are certain municipalities who have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19 and who have underprivileged or challenged communities that need these resources more than other wealthier communities, so we've tried to respect that. As you know, our original allocation was on a per capita basis, but we always anticipated there might be specific challenges for specific municipalities, and I hope this wouldn't be taken as just an opportunity for every municipality to say, me too, I want more money, but to actually focus their requests on the needs in those communities.
And I understand that West Chicago came in with a request on Friday for another $140,000. I'm also wondering, have we met all the caps? Have all of these municipalities reached their caps in their per capita allotment?
And Jeff is here, but I think we can speak to that. We have gotten submissions from the various communities. We anticipate that they all will, but we have not gotten those requests and submissions from every community who's had the money allocated to them. So those are still coming in. I don't anticipate we're going to have any communities that are going to request less than the maximum amount, particularly given the changing guidance under the CARES Act that allows them to request essentially their entire public safety budget to do that.
Thank you. And specifically, have Bensonville and Addison reached their caps?
Jeff, do you want to, our CFO is monitoring the flow of cash from the CARES, revenues from the CARES Act. Jeff, please proceed.
We are monitoring that, as the chairman said, and it is my understanding that both of these communities have submitted their application and are ready to meet their cap. So we'll be ready to cut them checks very soon. So this is, again, as the chairman said, over, our finance chairman said, over and beyond their original municipal allocation.
Thank you, Mr. Martinowitz.
Mr. Zay, Member Jim Zay, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, as we talked about, some communities have a large Hispanic population, including Bensonville and Addison and West Chicago that just came in. But I was just wondering, that allocation is only for about $178,000. I'm wondering why we're not questioning the city of Aurora, who's getting $1 million. I know that's in District 5 for the good work that they're doing, and I think Aurora has already reached their cap, and this is additional money. So I'm wondering why we're only talking about two smaller allocations for the Hispanic outreach, and why we're not questioning the $1 million for the Hest House in Aurora.
Further questions and comments, Member Krajewski.
Well, thank you. Maybe Jeff, you can come back up, but actually, if you'd have called on me first, I was going to talk about Aurora. Because they sit in Kane County too. Is Kane County giving money to this project? Do we know?
I don't have the answer to that. I'm not sure if they
I think the majority of Aurora is in Kane County, and before we're giving out $1 million, I'd like to know what Kane County's.
I'm going to ask Member Healy. He can shed some light on this. Member Healy.
Actually, I've been talking with the Kane County Board. They formed a committee to do this over and above what the chairman there had wanted. Talked to John Hoshite, who's the chairman of that committee, Drew Frosch, Mike Kenyon, Matt Hansen, and others. They're in the process of doing it. Kane County has been a little bit slower because of a
disagreement between the chairman and the county board itself, and they are in the process of doing it. In fact, Drew Frosch yesterday was saying that he was going to work with John Hoshite to call a special meeting of their board, of their committee, to make a recommendation for the request from Hesed House, which is for $1 million. The Hesed House money that we're giving them is for the west part of the building, which will increase their capacity by 100 beds. The Kane County money would be for the east portion, which would increase it by roughly another 100 beds, which would bring Hesed House back up to their normal winter capacity of around 300 to 350, which is actually a little bit more than what they normally had. You have to understand that when COVID hit, the Illinois Department of Public Health reduced them down from roughly 250 to 300 beds down to 100. They fought their way back up to 150, but with winter coming on, the need is there to bring that back up to full capacity so that we're able to handle it. Now, Hesed House, and I have a letter here from Hesed House stating that they're going to mutually respond to all of DuPage County, so that wherever there is a need, the Hesed House service area and all of DuPage County through the DuPage County Continuum of Care for the homeless will be mutually responding to each other, and this is something we absolutely desperately need. So yes, Kane County is bellying up. I can't tell you how much, like I can't tell them how much we're giving them until this board votes on it. But it is something that is desperately needed, and it is something that is supported by our own DuPage County Continuum of Care. Mary Keating's been involved in this completely, and I've spoken to most of the board members regarding this on a one-on-one basis. So they are coming forward. It's just that they're a little slow.
I'd like to see what Kane. And then, 50,000, are they going to be putting in $1 million like us? And the city of Aurora putting money into this project?
City of Aurora always puts money into Hesed House every year.
How much? Do we know?
I don't know. They give them CDBG dollars, other dollars, but the amount that is being requested of Kane County is, I believe, $800,000 or $900,000 by Hesed House. So it's roughly the exact same as what we're giving them, and it is something that's desperately needed. We cannot wait on this. I know the first thing that's going to happen is someone's going to say, "Oh, we can wait 2 weeks." We can't. They need to start construction immediately, because it's going to take them at least 8 weeks to finish this project to get those beds ready. We're already starting to see some cold days. We cannot delay this any further. And I want to thank Mr. Chairman, you, many members of this board. John Zedeker sitting over there, still sitting over there. He's actually on the board of Hesed House. This is something that we have to have. We cannot turn to someone from Clarendon Hills or from Elmhurst in the middle of winter and say, "We're sorry, there is a bed there would have been a bed over in Aurora, but we failed to get them the money on time." We can't wait for Kane County to act. But I'm assured by the people on that committee that they are all committed to Hesed House. Every one of them have said they're committed to Hesed House, and a few of the county board members who are not on that committee have also called me to say that they are also committed to Hesed House, and they'll be looking to make that allocation as quickly as possible.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, just $1 million seems like a lot. We can help a lot of people in DuPage County here with $1 million, and I don't know what Kane's putting into this. I heard somebody say something about wealthy communities. I don't know what the definition of wealthy community is. You got home rule communities and non-home rule communities. So you have some communities, non-home rule, that can't do anything with their property taxes. They can only do it with the CPI. When they have union contracts, public safety that requires X% raises, you have non-home rule that can put whatever they want on their property taxes. They can raise sales tax. They can put in food and beverage taxes, all kinds of taxes. It just seems like $1 million. And I was on, I think, Aurora. I think their public works director gets paid like $225,000, which was like 50 grand more than Nick's getting paid here. And then they're coming to us and asking for $1 million. I don't see how I can support giving $1 million. It's just because we got the money currently now, but if we get every town coming to us,
Aurora is not asking for the money. Hesed House is asking for the money.
In the city of Aurora.
But pardon?
In the city of Aurora.
Well, they also handle DuPage County.
Relief fund to the city of Aurora.
Also, no, what it is DuPage, City of Aurora is going to be the one who is going to administer, to work with them, so our staff doesn't have to. They have the building codes, they're working with them, they're supplying extra staff and doing everything they can to get this completed within 8 weeks. You're talking about a lot of work in 8 weeks. Also, our continuum of care cannot take any more money or anything. They've reached absolute and complete capacity on the system. And part of that may be because of the fact that Hesed House has gone from roughly 300 during the winter down to 150. So what are those other 150 people doing? They're wandering the street. Also, the Lazarus House has gone from 100 plus down to about 50 because of COVID. This is not something we can wait for, to say, oh, well, Kane County, let's make sure they do it. Normally, DuPage County will kick in 20 to 25% roughly on a project of construction in Hesed House for stuff like that, because it's roughly how many people they deal with from DuPage County on a normal basis, although that number is pretty slippery and it's probably a lot more. So they were putting together their program on this already, the original amount of their construction cost. And again, this was a future thing they were working on, was between $8 and $10 million. They would have come to DuPage County for 20 to 25% of that, which would have been $2 million to $2.5 million in CDBG funds, and they still will come forward on that in a couple of years. All we're doing, in my opinion, is giving them some of that money up front so they can start construction, so we can take care of the men, women, and children. And if you've worked out at Hesed House, like I have with my kids and the Boy Scout troops and everything else, you know that there are kids in that facility. I've fed kids in that facility in the middle of winter, and I can't be part of anything that would not help those kids. And we're talking about $1 million, but it's $1 million that's going to be helping this entire system of DuPage County. From your district all the way through my district, there is no distinction anymore. In fact, the way that we've termed this is that they're going to mutually respond to us, because they will then have capacity. Obviously, it's up to their capacity. But these numbers are going up, they're not going down, and we have to do something about that.
Okay. We have a number of other board members seeking recognition. Is there anything further?
No, I'm done. I'd just like to vote no on this one. So.
Okay, all right. Member Pachowski, followed by Member Desart, followed by Member Chaplin, followed by Member DeCiani.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Addison has a big issue with Hispanics as well as Bensonville, and the health department has indicated how bad those numbers were. District 1 has met with all the mayors, and Addison and Bensonville have a real need, and it's a public benefit, and it's such a very reasonable amount to ask for, and I would ask everybody's support for this, as District 1 supports this unanimously.
Okay, Member Desart.
There is no question that this global pandemic has brought a world of need all around us, from small businesses to flu shots to all of these needs. But unlike what Member Zay said, it's not unreasonable to question, even smaller amounts, $80,000 or $98,000. It's not unreasonable to question every dollar, because our $161 million CARES Act money is finite. I do think that spending $1 million to house homeless people in the winter is a priority, and I've told Member Healy that as well. Housing homeless people, men, women, and children. I was at the downtown Naperville train station a year ago in the fall, about this time as it was getting colder, and I saw a family of 4, a mom, a dad, 2 small children, and they had a bike with a child carrier being pulled by the bike, and that child carrier wasn't carrying the children. It was carrying all of their possessions. Everything they owned was in that child carrier. The mom went in with the kids to get warm into the train station, and I actually went to the vending machine and bought the kids a bunch of junk food because they had not had breakfast or anything. There is a need in this area, and I just want to say that it is reasonable to question our priorities as a board and how we spend these CARES Act dollars.
Member Chaplin.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Cronin. I'm just wondering, Member Healy, do we have assurances from the Hest House that they will accept residents from DuPage?
If I may, I'll read you part of a letter that's coming from it. And again, John Zedeker is still here from the Hesed House Board. In collaboration with and at the request of the DuPage County Board and the City of Aurora, Hesed House is pleased to mutually respond during the COVID emergency up to our capacity to provide shelter to DuPage County's homeless population in instances where the DuPage County Continuum of Care Network is at capacity. So they've already talked among themselves, and they're going to be mutually responding just like our fire departments do and our police departments do. So no matter where the person is, if there is a bed available at the Hesed House, they will be able to do that. Obviously, anything is up to capacity. So we are already at, and again, we are at maximum capacity in DuPage County Continuum.
Okay, thank you.
Member DeCiani.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wholeheartedly support all these projects right now. I think Addison and Bensonville have been hammered with the Latino populations that they possess and the close quarters that these families have that live in. Being Italian, I get it. It's that the Italians lived in those close quarters years ago as well. So we need to step up for these small towns that have been hammered. Addison and Bensonville for sure. Bensonville's a non-home rule community. They don't have a whole lot of options, and when you look at the COVID numbers, they have a huge disproportionate number of folks that they've been affected, and they're in county. They might not be my district, but I care about everybody's district, and my business is here in Addison. I deal with the mayors here quite a bit, and they definitely can use the help over and above what they've already received as a cap. And I'll even support the out of county facility that's going to deal with the homeless as well too. But we need to step up for these folks, especially Addison, especially Bensonville. I'm naturally more apt to help communities within our county than I am without. But under this circumstance, because they will help DuPage County residents, I'll support all three. Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? I did not seen any. Mr. Larson to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So just briefly, it sounds like we have consensus with respect to everything except for K. I would just say as to K, I respect all of the board members' concerns, trying to be fiscally responsible. $1 million is a lot of money. We've made some very difficult choices this year on a lot of different issues, but I would say that taking care of the homeless population during the wintertime, during a health crisis, is about as high a priority as we can find in the county. I want to thank Member Healy for bringing this to our attention on a very short notice basis and bringing this critical matter to our attention, allowing us to do this. I respect the differences of opinion on all those other issues. I would suggest then, Mr. Chairman, that I redo the motion as a motion with respect to A through J.
Okay, so with leave of the body, Mr. Larson, Member Larson is seeking to combine items A through J. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are combined. Please proceed, Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Then I would move to approve items A through J under finance. I've already read the context of all of them.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Larson.
Aye.
Noonan.
Aye.
Ozog.
Aye.
Wachowski.
Aye.
Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Aye. Selman. Aye. Tornatori.
Aye.
Zay.
Aye.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Krajewski.
Okay, Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would then move approval of FIR 56220, allocation of $1 million to the Hesed House.
Second. Sart.
Been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Larson.
Aye.
Noonan.
Aye.
Ozog.
Aye.
Wachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge.
Aye.
Selman.
Aye.
Tornatori.
Aye.
Zay.
Aye.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
And Krajewski.
Okay. The resolution is adopted. Thank you very much. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56120, placing names on payroll.
Been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Larson.
Aye.
Noonan.
Aye.
Ozog.
Aye.
Wachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatori. Zay. Chaplin. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. And Krajewski.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56320, approval of issuance of payments to small businesses and the Small Business Relief Grant Program in the amount of $2,980,336.
It's been a motion and a second and a request for leave. Leave is granted. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56420, ratification of emergency procurement of goods in the amount of $160,692.93.
Leave is granted. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56520, budget transfers for various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56620, additional appropriation for the general fund, accounting unit 4220 and 1160.
Leave is granted. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIR 56720, resolution authorizing the chairman of the board to approve a portion of a bond issue for the benefit of St. Patrick's residents and neighborhood.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Approve FIR 56820, recommendation for an amendment to an agreement between DuPage County Fair Association and County of DuPage for DuPage County Fairgrounds emergency COVID-19 services.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr.
Wasn't that pulled? Oh, no. Sorry. Excuse me.
Move approval of FIR 951A18, amendment to the contract between the county and the International Union of Operating Engineers.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FIP 27220, approval of a contract to Midland Paper as corrected by the scrivener's error. The date should be October 13, 2020, and the amount should be $124,489.50.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FICO 2220, amendment to the county contract to Bond Dixon and Associates.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move approval of FICO 2420, recommendation for an amendment to the resolution for change order to Guidehouse, Inc. for financial services.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move to combine agenda items W, X, and Y, which are all authorizations for travel.
Been a motion and a second to combine W, X, and Y. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are combined. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Then move approval of W, X, and Y, which are authorizations to travel to the State of Illinois property tax appeal hearing. I'm not sure who's being punished for that, but
You going to read all three of them?
those are all the same travel.
Okay. Okay. They're all three, all the same thing. Okay. So there's been a description. There's been a motion. And is there a second? Request for leave. Leave is granted. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Larson. A fine report. On to the order of development. Member Sam Tornatore.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. As I was absent from last week's Development Committee, I asked leave of the body to have Vice Chairman Chaplin present this morning's committee update.
Hearing no objection, Member Chaplin, please proceed.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Move to approve DCO 007120, Maru Real Estate LLC, to approve the following zoning relief: variation to reduce the side setback from 20 feet to approximately 8 feet for a new addition to be flush with the existing building, which currently exists with a reduced setback from the east property line. ZHO recommendation to approve.
And a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatore. And Zay.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, Member Chaplin.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Move to approve DCO 0072-20, Tempstra, to approve the following zoning relief: variation to reduce the front yard side back from 27 feet to approximately 24 feet for a new open porch. ZHO recommendation to approve, Milton District 4.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll move on DCO 0073-20, ordinance for Jackson, to approve the following zoning relief. 1, conditional use to allow the existing patio to remain less than 3 feet from rear property line where it has existed for at least 5 years. 2, conditional use to allow existing shed to remain at least 3 feet from interior side property line where it has existed for at least 5 years. A ZHO recommendation to approve, District 3.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. I move on DCO 0074-20, Quizlaws, to approve following zoning relief variation to reduce the front yard side back for a new front porch from 27 feet to approximately 12.5 feet. Milton District 4, ZHO recommend to approve.
Been a motion, a second. Request for leave. Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. I move on DCO 0075-20, McFowl, to approve the following zoning relief variation to allow a 6-foot 6-inch tall, 100% closed fence within the 10 feet corner yard setback. Milton District 4, ZHO recommendation to approve.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. Finally, I have DCO 0076-20, ordinance Piotrowski, to approve the following zoning relief variation to reduce the side yard setback from 8.5 feet to approximately 4.8 feet. Milton District 4, ZHO recommendation to approve.
Leave is granted. Thank you very much, Member Chaplin. A fine report. And into and on to environmental, Chairman and Member Liz Chaplin.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a brief committee update. Currently, the Environmental Committee, we had approved a PPE marketing campaign, and you may see that on our county website. It's really important that people dispose of their PPE properly. A lot of people think it's recyclable, but it's not. So we're really trying to push that message out, how to properly dispose of your PPE. So far, over the last few months, we've had about 9 recycling events throughout DuPage County. And those recycling events, those 9 events, there were 4,585 cars that came through those lines. I attended the Winfield event a couple weeks ago, and it was just really amazing to see so many people waiting in line on a Saturday morning, for about an hour to do the right thing to recycle. So I just thought that's, there's such a need for it, and I'm really glad to see that the citizens of DuPage are really doing the right thing. And finally, on November 14th, we are having our household hazardous waste collection at the DuPage County Fairgrounds from 9 a.m. to noon. So with that, I will move on ENP 0267-20, recommendation for the approval of a renewal to contract purchase order to Scarce for environmental education services for the Department of Building, Zoning, and Planning for the period of December 1st, 2020 through November 30th, 2021 for a contract total of $136,500.
Been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert. Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Wachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatori. And Zay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Member Chaplin. Very fine report. On to the Order of Health and Human Services, Member Sam Tornatori.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Vice Chair Renahan chaired last week's meeting, in my absence, I'd ask that she present this morning's Health and Human Services report as well.
Okay, very good. Member Renahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Chair Tornatori. I move to combine and approve HHS items 13A, B, C, and D. They're grant-funded overnight weatherization training and certifications.
There's been a motion and a second to combine items A through D. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are combined. Please proceed.
A is a weatherization program coordinator to Urbana for $194. B is authorization overnight travel weatherization program coordinator to Kingsville, $655.50. C is overnight travel for program coordinator to Champaign for $503.25. And D is program assessor to Urbana for $344, all grant funded.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second. Member Rutledge has seconded. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatori. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
And Pachowski.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Member Renahan. On to the order of judicial public safety, Member Grant Eckhoff.
First motion I would make is to discharge the JPS committee for agenda items 14A and B.
There's been a motion and a second to discharge committee on items A and B. All those in favor say aye.
Mr. Chairman, can I change that? I have to discharge finance.
Oh, okay. Forgive me.
Can I discharge finance? I thought he... All right. But you're right. Sorry, Joan.
All right. So there's a motion to discharge finance. There's hearing no objection. Seeing no objection, please proceed, Mr. Eckhoff. We'll entertain a motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are discharged from Finance Committee. Please proceed, Mr. Eckhoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move approval of JPS 543-20, additional appropriation to the MyCap fund.
Okay. Are you going to read both of them? That's it?
And I would move approval of JPS 544-20, which is also additional appropriation to the MyCap fund.
Amount of $124,702. Okay, thank you very much. There's been a motion on these two items, these two combined items. Mr. Motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Eckhoff.
Aye.
Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatori. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Eckhoff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move approval of JPS 268-20, contract to William Warbuck as conflicts attorney for the 18th Judicial Circuit.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Mr. Eckhoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On to the order of public transit, Member Ashley Selman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can everyone hear okay? Right? Okay. I would move on PTR 0546-20, a resolution for an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and Illinois Department of Transportation, authorizing a grant award for the production of a transportation service plan for the Willowbrook Corners area. The county is to be reimbursed up to $50,000 or 100%.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Selman.
Aye.
Tornatori. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Thank you, Ashley.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
And Rutledge.
Okay, thank you very much. On to the order of Public Works, Member
Chairman,
Jim
item A
Healy.
has been pulled for 2 weeks. It'll be on the Public Works agenda, and it'll be back at the County Board in 2 weeks. I'd like to combine items B through E of the County Board agenda.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to combine items B through E. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The items are combined.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of PWP 26220, an agreement between the County of DuPage and Trotter and Associates, PWP 26420, contract with Xylem
Said it right, I think. Water Solutions USA, FMP 26320, contract with Industrial Steam Cleaning of Chicago, and FMP 26520, contract with SNI Solutions, Inc.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Healy.
Aye.
Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatore. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
And Hart.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of item F, FMP 27320, which is a contract between DuPage County and the Village of Glendale Heights on behalf of the 18th Judicial Circuit.
Been a motion and a second. There's a request for leave. Leave is granted. Thank you very much, Mr. Healy. Sorry, forgive
Roll
me.
call.
Do a roll call.
Okay, sorry about that. Forgive me. So yeah, there's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll on item F.
Healy.
Aye.
Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
No.
Pachowski. Renahan.
No.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatore. Zay. Chaplin.
No.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
And Hart.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The resolution is adopted. That concludes Mr. Healy's report. Thank you very much. On to the order of stormwater. Member Jim Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move on SMP 25820, joint funding agreement between DuPage County and the Illinois Department of Interior, amount of $374,550.
Been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Zay.
Aye.
Chaplin. Chaplin.
You gotta unmute it. Gotta push that unmute button.
Aye. Aye. Sorry about that. Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. And Tornatore.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move on SMP 25920, approve a contract issued to standard equipment for the purchase of one EnviroSight push camera with reel.
Leave is granted. Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move on SMP 26020, approval of a contract to Winkler's Tree and Landscaping, amount of $26,280.
Leave is granted. Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move on SMP 26120, approval issued to Water Well Solutions for equipment and labor for the Wooddale Itasca Flood Control Facility.
Leave is granted. Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move on change order County Contract 3096-1 to ComEd for electrical services for stormwater facilities.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Mr. Zay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On to the order of technology. Member Greg Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move approval of TEP 269-20, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Dell Inc. for a Microsoft Enterprise Agreement.
And a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. Ozog.
Aye.
Pachowski. Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatore. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. And Elliott.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move on item B, TEP 270-20, recommendation for the approval of a contract to MHC Software Inc.
Leave is granted. Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move on item C, TEP 271-20, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to IBM Corporation.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And finally, I move on item D, TECO 23-20, amendment to resolution FMP 63-18, issued to Gray Bar Electric.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. On to the order of transportation. Member Don Pachalski.
Move to approve DTP 26620, a contract to Wholesale Direct Inc. for automotive emergency lighting as needed.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Pachowski.
Aye.
Renahan.
Aye.
Rutledge. Selman. Tornatori. Zay. Chaplin.
Aye.
Machine aye. Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart.
Aye.
DeCiani.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Elliott.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Healy. Krajewski. Larson. Noonan. And Ozog.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Member Don Pachowski. Fine report. Fine reports all the committee reports. We move on to the next order of business entitled Old Business. Old Business. Is anyone seeking recognition on the order of old business? Okay, seeing none, hearing none, we move on to the next item of business entitled New Business. New Business. We have a couple folks seeking recognition here. First, Mr. Jim Zay. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
You know, I think DuPage County has been first to see when things are happening in our county. We had a heroin and opioid epidemic, then we went to COVID, and I think now we have another serious threat to our residents, and that's violent crime. I think, again, we saw this week again where we had a violent act in Village of Bloomingdale where people had held up a T-Mobile, with guns. These people were apprehended. We find out that 2 of these people are out on bond from Cook County. This continues to be a theme here for our county. And I know the chairman's budget went greatly to do some of this for our state's attorney and our sheriff's office. But I've had talks, and I brought up in our budget workshop, I think we need to do more. I think this is a serious threat to our residents, to our safety, and we just can't sit back while this continues. We see the governor last week came up with a 7-point plan to talk about safety in this, and one of his things was getting rid of cash bail. I don't understand this, but I know we need to act here in DuPage County. I know I'm going to move to amend I talked to the state's attorney to get 2 more prosecutors in at his office, and I talked to the sheriff to get 5 more in his head count for deputies. He also says he needs 2 scientists, so it'll be 3 deputies and 2 people at the crime lab, because as we continue to see break-ins to cars, violent crimes, carjackings, home invasions, robberies at gunpoint, we have to act, and I think we have to act now. And again, while we continue to see that seems to be this, I don't know if it's nonchalant or they don't care on the east side of our borders, it does matter here in DuPage County. We need to continue to keep our people safe here, and this is alarming when we're seeing it week after week after week, where it's happening in our communities. It's happening closer in Bloomingdale. I have family that lives a couple blocks from there. I work a few blocks from there. I mean, they're coming in off the major expressways so they can get out quickly. I think we need to look at this now. We need to up our law enforcement. And again, we can find ways to fund it, but we talk about having money in reserves for emergencies. I think this is an emergency right now facing our county, this uptick in violent crime that's coming in. This is why we moved here. This is why we all lived here. We raised our families here. I grew up here. Was because of safe streets and good schools. And this isn't happening right now. So I think we need to look at this seriously when we look at our budget, look to amend and get our law enforcement more tools to combat this as happening, to send a strong message that this is not going to be tolerated here in DuPage County.
Well, thank you very much, Member Jim Zay. I also want to welcome the State's Attorney. I see State's Attorney Berlin has joined us here. Thank you very much. Anyone else seeking recognition? I see Member Healy, followed by Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to remind everybody that this Friday, the Illinois State Association of Counties will be meeting here in our boardroom. Everybody's welcome to attend. It would be a great opportunity to meet these folks. And as you know, with me leaving in November is going to be a vacancy for somebody to work in conjunction with that. Jim, of course, is volunteering to be the person to work with NACO. So, so I hope you guys can attend and see how the state association operates. This will be our first meeting in almost a year.
I'll be participating. Further discussion, Mr. Krajewski, please.
I mentioned that finance under old business or new business regarding the budget, but I asked the sheriff, and I think they're going to send us something this week regarding starting up a tactical and drug unit that can help work with the local municipalities to maybe cut down on some of this high crime that's coming into DuPage County. In addition, we saw, I think the sheriff mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago that the state was taking 6 months at the crime lab to turn stuff around, and we did it in 2 days. But they're at capacity there, and if we're going to be able to help give support to the local municipalities to do some of this crime investigations in our lab, because clearly the state's so backed up, we need to have the resources for those local municipalities to help combat the crime.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Member Krajewski, and yes, I think we all are alarmed at what we're seeing, and this most recent incident in Bloomingdale was really, really disturbing to me and my family and my neighbors, and we had a pretty close connection to what was going on there that day, that morning. So yeah, any further discussion on the order of new business? Anyone? Member Ozog, yes.
Under old business, please.
Well, we went past old business, but we'll, with leave of the body, we'll.
Sorry.
Yes, okay. Please proceed,
Okay.
Member Ozog.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In light of the employee insurance presentation that we received today, I want to make a few observations. In several recorded and printed election appearances, including today's Daily Herald recently, Member Elliott continues his tacit, divisive attack on board members who pay for county health insurance. When I was running for office at the League of Women Voters, I indeed said I would vote against health insurance for board members. Within about 6 weeks of my election, the Affordable Care Act was declared null and void. It will be heard in 6 weeks' time in front of the Supreme Court, and its provisions may indeed be eliminated. And I changed my mind based on my family situation. I also, by then, had also known the stories of various other board members, so I did indeed change my mind. On April 14th, 2020, the DuPage County Board voted to maintain a frozen salary level for the next 2 years and to continue permitting board members to pay for health insurance through the county by a vote of 16-2. Only members Elliott and Hart voted no to remove the healthcare plan participation from board salaries and benefits. I also want to point out that in fiscal year 2021, I will be paying over $10,000 in premiums for coverage for my daughter and myself. Apparently, there is an impression out there that board members receive all of their health care by taxpayer payment without any contribution by themselves. On April 24th, 2018, Mr. Elliott and Mr. Hart voted yes for board salaries and health care benefits. Yet a scant 9 months later, Mr. Elliott told the Daily Herald on January 11, 2019, that he now wanted healthcare participation eliminated for board members. What happened in that interim period? Could it be the election of members of the opposing party in November 2018? Hard to say. Mr. Elliott, you are certainly entitled to use your opinion on any board issue. You lost on this one. Board members have been able to access and pay for health care coverage for, I believe, decades.
Okay, so
health care allows other.
One of the board members has raised an objection to the inappropriateness or appropriateness of your remarks. So I guess the question is this something pertinent to county business, or is this more political in nature? Okay. So I mean, obviously you've got some issue with Member Elliott, and maybe you guys should go have a cup of coffee and try to work out your differences, huh? So, any further discussion on the order of new business? Anyone else seeking recognition on new business, new county government business? Okay, I don't see anyone. We're going to move into executive session. We do have a number of items that we need to address. I will entertain a motion to move into executive session.
Pending litigation under 120-2C21, review of executive session minutes.
Okay. Thank you for making a record there, Member Krajewski. All three of those items, important citations in our Illinois revised statutes, compiled statutes. So there's been a motion and a second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
that Krajewski on the motion?
Aye.
Krajewski?
Aye.
Larson? Noonan? Ozog?
Aye.
Pachowski? Renahan?
Aye.
Rutledge? Selman? Tornatori? Zay? Chaplin?
Aye.
Covert?
Aye.
Desart?
Aye.
DeCiani?
Aye.
Eckhoff? Elliott?
Aye.
Hart?
Aye.
And Healy.
Okay. So I think we have a majority of folks seeking to organize ourselves into executive session. Why don't we let the folks, anybody clear the room? Yeah, and let's just stay in our seats, please. Let's. He is distributing some materials right now. We're okay, Wendy? Wendy's always right there. We're so fortunate to have such a great IT team. She's the best. Okay, so we're out of executive session. We go to the order of business entitled Matters Referred from Executive Session.
Resolution review of County Board executive minutes to keep all minutes confidential.
Okay, so Mr. Zay has moved. I believe Mr. Krajewski has seconded after the review by our state's attorney and the recommendation to keep these session minutes confidential. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Zay?
Aye.
Chaplin?
Aye.
Covert?
Aye.
Desart?
Aye.
DeCiani?
Aye.
Eckhoff? Elliott?
Aye.
Hart?
Aye.
Healy? Krajewski? Larson? Noonan? Ozog?
Aye.
Pachowski? Renahan?
Aye.
Rutledge? Selman? And Tornatori.
Okay, the resolution is adopted. So our final order of business is adjournment. Is
So
there a
moved.
motion? There's a
Second.
motion. And a second to adjourn this meeting of September session, to adjourn to Tuesday, October 27th, 2020 at 10 a.m. for passage of the property tax levy pursuant to 35 ILCS 200/18-10. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.